I'm Roger Richardson, farmer, and was Secretary of Agriculture for 2.5 years. Well, we're located in Worcester and Somerset and a little bit in Wycomico County, and we call it Pocomoke Forest, but the address is Eden, Maryland, Route 1. We born here. The farm's been in our family since 1767. I wasn't here then, but anyway, that's when it originated. It's about 3,000 acres, and corn, soybeans, and wheat. Used to have chickens, but we got out of that several years ago, and we got in trucking business a little bit, and then we had 8 or 10 trucks and haul for Purdue, which was also in chicken business, but it's been an interesting life. Well, you sort of grow into it. My father was a farmer, his father was a farmer, and so forth, but as you grow into it a little bit at a time, you don't realize what you're learning and what you do, but it worked out for us, so it must have done half of it right. You know, if you don't make mistakes, you don't learn. And in every mistake, you try to learn a lesson and try to not do that one again. And that does happen on the farm especially, and one of the biggest problems is weather. And with weather, we have no control over it, and you try to cover yourself the best you can with that. Crop insurance is a safety valve. Sometimes you feel like it costs too much, but if you look at what can happen if you don't have crop insurance, you can really lose what you made the year before. My father used to say that the farmer, you know, he works 6 months and finds out what he did, where you go to horse races, you find out in 20 minutes whether you won or lost. We look at cost, but we always look at risk. Corn is your highest expense crop, so we generally try to insure the corn more than we do soybeans or wheat. Wheat is the least expense, and most of the time you can have a disaster with wheat, but very seldom. Soybeans, if you get rain in August, you'll have a good crop of beans. With corn, you need the rain in July. So, and it costs, well, 3 times as much to grow an acre of corn as it does an acre of beans. We've collected crop insurance maybe 3 or 4 times on one crop, corn, and then a couple times on soybeans, but the numbers, without those numbers, it would have been a loss for the year. But with the coverage that insurance helped, it balanced out so that you didn't end up in the red. Well, you got to have seed money and whatnot for the next year, so, you know, as long as you keep your balance sheet under black, well, you can do that. When you think about taking a pickup load of corn seed and grow 50 tractor trailer loads of corn and do that in 6 months, that's a miracle. But it happens, and then some years you grow more than that, some years a little less because of the weather. People love to eat, and you've got to eat and have food before you can eat, so the future is good as long as we can make a living. The first environmentalists that we had were farmers, because if you don't take care of the land, it won't take care of you. When you look at all that we've done, cover crops, drainage, looking after drainage, without drainage, the Eastern Shore would be in trouble because we're close to the water each way and it's low land. Agriculture on the Eastern Shore and farming, people do not realize how many families are dependent on that agriculture. Insurance helps make it possible that we can live year over year knowing we'll be able to plant a crop another year.